After 378 days in near complete isolation, a NASA crew of 4 is finally reintegrating back to life on Earth. So what we're going to show you was where they live for just over a year. It's a 1,700 square foot habitat. It was designed to simulate what it could be like to live on Mars. The crew grew their own food, they conducted spacewalks, and they monitored their health. Kelly Haston is a Canadian research scientist who was the mission's commander. She joins us this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
So, Kelly, I remember watching this footage. You exited a month ago and said hello to everyone, and we're so happy to be able to talk to other people. You've been outside the Mars simulation for exactly a month now. What's been the biggest challenge in readjusting?
Believe it or not, focus. We spent a year extremely focused on a series of tasks that were laid out for us each day. And there's so much stimuli in the real world, back on Earth, so to speak. And so you get really distracted easily because there's just so many things to think about, more apps to speak to people with, more sort of information flowing in all the time. So that's probably been my biggest challenge.
What's it been like to do everyday things, like go to the grocery store, for example? You wouldn't have been doing that in isolation.
Absolutely, yes. We actually ate similar diet to the meals that are available on the International Space Station, so astronaut food. So certainly going to a supermarket for the first time was a really big challenge to stay focused and actually understand what you were there to get. And also there's just a lot of selection and choice that you have to make. So yeah, it's a little overwhelming at times still.
So, Kel, I have so many questions for you. You're stuck in this building for more than a year with 3 other people, and the mental game of managing being around others in isolation, that is a lot of life to live together. What did you share?
So we did everything together from, all of the work, including and social time as well. We were a 4-person crew, and we were very intentional. So we really went through our day thinking, how do we help each other? How do we, collaborate to complete our goals? We played games together in our social time. We spent, we did many different activities, including, as I mentioned, games, but also crafting and other things. We came up with things to do, and we celebrated for each other, both our own personal milestones, the mission's milestones, and then sometimes our loved ones' milestones or birthdays and so forth too. Anything to make you help your crewmate feel connected back to the people that they're missing.
What did you find that you missed when you were in isolation?
People. I am an avid outdoors person. I run ultras, so I am a trail runner, and I run long distances, and I spend a lot of time backpacking with my friends. But even though I thought I was going to miss the outdoors desperately, and I really did by the end miss the outdoors, I missed people the most. It is amazing how much you miss the people that are in your life. Even when you're communicating, we were able to communicate by email, but in delay. So we had a delay of any form when we sent out an email based on how far Earth was from Mars at a given time in the mission. And so speaking to people directly, being there for your friends and family when they need you, that was absolutely the thing that I missed the most.
Yeah, and I understand the delay in communication was like up to 22 minutes. So you send out an email and then you just wait for almost half an hour for someone to respond back.
So it was 22 minutes one way at the height of the mission. That means it's actually a minimum of 44 minutes to get back to you. And that was without them taking time to, think about their answer, or if it was a very large data file, it could actually take significantly longer because data size is also important when you think about sending messages as far away to somewhere as Mars. So the challenge was actually sort of multi-pronged, and you had to really be strategic about how you set things out so that you didn't, block the system for long periods as well. So we thought a lot about that during the mission.
We keep calling it a mission, and it's true. I mean, aside from like the human interest part of it, NASA was looking for some research. What information did they take from your time in simulation?
Yeah, so we had a set series of work that we did inside that simulated the way that you would do work on if you were actually doing a Mars mission. So we were collecting data, we were doing maintenance on the habitat, we were doing many different things both inside inside the habitat, and we would also do EVAs or extravehicular activities where we did Mars walks outside, where we also had to do tasks. But on top of all of the data we were collecting as part of our inside mission, so the mission that was mimicking life on Mars, they also were collecting data on us in many different aspects. So physiological data, exercise data, so forth, and then also psychology data as well. So we did a tremendous amount of testing during the mission so that the researchers that were studying us could accomplish their goals.
I have to let you go, but I have one final question for you. You've done the simulation. Would you sign up for the real thing?
It's so interesting. I don't know. I would love to go to space. That would be an incredibly unique opportunity and challenge. But a Mars mission would be more than the year that we spent doing this analog. It would actually be probably 3 to even 5 years, depending on the goals. And that would be a very long time to go away from your family. So it would actually be much harder than I thought before the mission. So I would have to say at the moment that I'd really have to think about that. But the opportunity to be one of the first people, if not the first person to see Mars with your eyes would be incredible.
Kelly, great conversation today. I'm so glad to meet you. Thanks for coming on Your Morning.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.